Are you a current or future physician assistant wanting to learn more about finances? Then join me on this journey to become a PA the FI way. Hi, my name is Kat, and I'm a practicing certified physician assistant who will be your host. It took me 5 years after I started practicing medicine as a PA to thoroughly dive into my personal finances after I discovered the concept of financial independence. I want to use what I have learned to help you avoid some of the financial mistakes that I have made while sharing some of the financial wins that I have had along the way. Join me as we discuss financial strategies to guide you to becoming a physician assistant on the way to financial independence. Hey there, and welcome back to the PA the FI Way podcast. I'm your host, Kat, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to the episode and learn not only how to reach financial independence, but also how to enjoy your life along the way to financial independence. In the last episode, I talked about the power of utilizing your PTO and why you should absolutely use your time off of work guilt-free, and don't let it just accumulate and sit there in a big giant pile and never touch it. There are many benefits to utilizing your PTO or your unpaid time off as well. If you haven't already listened to that episode, go ahead and do that and then come back to today's episode. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the 10 different ways that spending money on travel is actually an investment and adds value to your life and enriches your life. The first way that travel enriches your life is that it exposes you to a variety of different cultures, and that allows you to have exposure to diverse ways of life, traditions, customs, practices, and it can help you develop a sense of respect as well as appreciation for different ways that other people live that's different than how you live. It helps broaden your understanding about different cultures, and it helps you think differently. As a clinician, many of your patients can come from all sorts of cultural backgrounds, and they may come from many different countries or have parents that are from different countries as well, so they blend multiple cultures or multiple traditions together. So travel can help you as a clinician understand your patients better and be able to be more culturally sensitive to them too. Also, I've noticed that whenever I have been able to experience different traditions within different countries, it has just been a really unique learning opportunity. And I feel as though those are very special moments that you as a visitor and truly an outsider get to see what the people of that country do for that tradition. So a couple examples come to mind from my past travels. One was in my early 20s on a mission trip to Mexico when we worked at an orphanage and we were helping to build projects and do remodeling. We were hanging sheetrock. We were doing all sorts of things that I definitely did not have much experience doing beforehand. But at the orphanage, there was actually a quinceañera one year. And if you're not familiar with what a quinceañera is, it is where teenage girls who turn 15, they do this giant celebration. They wear a very fancy, pretty dress, and lots of people come and celebrate this transition from girlhood to womanhood. And it just felt like a really unique and cool experience to be able to witness that. And please forgive me for my butchering my Spanish because I am not good with speaking Spanish, especially with my accent. So for those of you who are, I do apologize. And then another tradition that I've been able to partake in was several years ago when we were visiting Sweden and seeing where my great-grandfather was born and meeting extended family members over there. We were there during the time of Midsummer Festival. And in Sweden, it's a national holiday where on midsummer, it's the longest day of the year, the summer solstice, and it is a traditional midpoint of the harvest season. It celebrates community and people come together and celebrate for midsummer. And when we were there, we were able to pick wildflowers and create the floral crowns that you can wear on your head for midsummer, and then see some of the traditional Swedish dancing, have delicious food. And it was, again, just a really fun, unique cultural experience that was enjoyable to witness as someone visiting the country. I hope you are able to reflect back to some of your travels and think about the different cultural exposures you've had and witnessing or participating in different customs and traditions of that country as well. The second way that travel enriches your life is through personal development. So how does travel help you grow personally? There are many different ways, but one is that it can increase your level of confidence. When you are learning and navigating a new place, that can help boost your confidence and your level of self-assurance. It also helps you be more adaptable because many of you know that traveling rarely 100% actually goes as planned, which can be quite difficult for those of us PAs that tend to lean towards a type A personality type where we love everything planned and flowing easily and no hiccups arising. But when you have to adapt, that means you have to be good at problem solving, and then it helps you be more flexible, which again can be a challenge for many of us working in medicine. And sometimes you might choose to travel alone, and if that's the case, traveling alone can help you with fostering a sense of independence, reliance on yourself, and again, your overall confidence level. I always find it sort of challenging, but also kind of fun to learn and navigate the public transit systems in different cities and different countries. Some of them are super easy to navigate and understand, but it's almost like deciphering a code if you've never been there before. And especially if you don't speak the language, you have to keep a lookout for different signs and arrows and sometimes read maps. So whenever I do that, it's a bit challenging, but it always does increase my level of confidence that, yeah, I can visit new places and figure it out and figure out where we need to go. And I have also had issues where I thought we were supposed to get off on one stop, but it was really another stop. But hey, we were able to figure out the problem and solve it as well. The third way that travel enriches your life is that it helps you with learning as well as educating yourself. So for example, perhaps you're learning a new language and you're wanting to practice that language, increase your proficiency in it. It helps you experience new ideas and perspectives, and that can help with your overall learning. But it also helps you with visiting historical sites, maybe different landmarks or museums, or other really ancient ruins. And that can help you with learning more about the history that you have already previously learned, but it really helps solidify it when you are there walking amongst it and hearing from the guide right there in person instead of trying to read it through a history book. The fourth way that travel enriches your life is that it helps with your mental and emotional health. Travel can help you grow emotionally, where it can help you with having a better sense of empathy as well as emotional intelligence. It also stimulates you mentally, keeps your mind active, engaged, but also travel can be utilized to help reduce your stress, can help with treating or preventing burnout as well. We talked about this in the last episode with using your PTO. It's so important to take a break from your daily routine, from your day-to-day work schedule, and take some time for you to have some self-care and self-reflection as well. The fifth way that travel enriches your life is that it can help you with your physical health. It depends upon the type of travel you do, the places that you go, but many different trips you can be more physically active and do things like walking more throughout a city or exploring, go on hikes in the mountains, or other physical activities that you just normally wouldn't do if that were the case. I wanted to share a recent story about how I definitely had increased activity on the recent trip that I was on with family in Spain and Italy. One of the family members that was with on that trip was my cousin's 14-year-old teenage son, but my cousin couldn't join on the trip. So his grandma, my aunt, was the one who brought him. And on one of the cruise stops, we stopped at a place on an island off of Spain called Palma de Mallorca. And my aunt said, oh, he would really like to go on this adventure trek. I think that this is something that he would like. He likes to go hiking. And I said, oh, okay. So are you going to be joining us as his grandma? And she said, oh, no, I don't think I could do that type of hike. You should go ahead and take him. So basically, I got volunteered to take him on this hike in the mountains that was 4 hours. It was so hot and humid. Part of the hike was that we went into a cave, but to get into the cave entrance was literally a hole in the ground that you have to crawl down into and shimmy down into this hole in the ground. Then you army crawl through this tunnel part of the cave to be able to stand upright. Well, technically you couldn't stand upright for the majority of the cave. You're more crouching and going down into different rooms of the cave and exploring it. And literally you're scrambling down. And throughout this whole time, I'm thinking, how am I going to get back out of this hole in the ground? And between my sunscreen that I had on, my sweat from it being so hot and humid, and army crawling, my arms were covered in cave floor dirt, just caked on there, dirt all over my clothes, my shoes. And then afterwards, we also abseiled or rappelled down a cliff. I believe it was 40 feet, something like that. And again, this is definitely not something that we have much access to in Minnesota because we don't really have mountains and things like that. So it was definitely outside of my comfort zone, but it was a really cool, unique experience. It was exhausting, but afterwards, I had, going back to the confidence benefit previously mentioned, I had an increased boost of confidence that, I was able to do that. Even though it was hard, it was still this really unique adventure and experience to be able to do that. It was also really cool because our guide on that trek, he was able to show us how he would tap on the different stalactites and it would play music. So that was really cool to see. I'd never seen that before. The sixth way that travel can enrich your life is through social benefits. You can develop stronger relationships or stronger friendships, whether it's with friends that you go with or family members that you go with. Going through experiences that are new or that are challenging, such as that adventure trek, can help strengthen bonds, and you develop these memories that you can look back on. You also can create new friendships. You can meet people that are local to where you're visiting. You can meet other tourists that are from your country or your state, even overseas. And social connections have many benefits, especially with your mental health overall. The seventh way that travel enriches your life is that it can give you a boost for creativity and inspiration as well. Being in different settings, environments, different cultures, seeing new places, having new exposure to things, all of those things can help boost your level of creativity, but can also help inspire you and can help spark new ideas of what you want to do next or where you want to go next or what you want to work on next. Another way that travel enriches your life is that it helps you with appreciation. For example, traveling can expand your gratitude and your appreciation for things like your home, all of the comforts that you have. Many of us living in America, especially with our medical provider incomes, live very comfortable lives that day to day you might be taking for granted. Travel has made me think about how I thoroughly appreciate AC because a lot of countries don't utilize air conditioning to the extent that we do, or they might not have central air. Traveling has made me appreciate lots of different comforts from home, such as being able to use water from the sink to brush my teeth and to drink from it if I needed to, being able to flush toilet paper instead of throwing it away, being able to actually use a toilet that actually has a toilet seat because many toilets don't have toilet seats and they're very awkward to sit on. So all of those little things can help you really appreciate what you have at home and make you look forward to what you have at home. In addition to the people that you live with or your local community and your local family and friends at your home too. When you travel away from them, it can make you think about, oh, I really do miss them and I really do need to spend more time with them. Or maybe you can convince them to go on your next trip with you. The next way that travel can enrich your life is that it can allow you to have many different types of culinary experiences. You can try different types of foods and beverages, different types of fruits that you've never heard of. You can take cooking classes, learn how to make different foods as well. You can try foods that have different spices than what you're not used to. You might try foods that sound weird or like they wouldn't taste good and find that they're pleasantly surprising and you actually do enjoy them. And then the 10th and final way that travel can enrich your life is that it can be simply overall fun. When you are in the week-to-week grind of your work and your life overall, sometimes you can forget what it's like to actually have fun, enjoy your life, experience a new adventure, have a little bit of excitement, and actually have more joy in your life and have more happiness overall. That's so important for your overall wellness and helps to boost your mood. And again, it's so important that on your way to financial independence, it's not only important to develop the skills to be able to budget and understand where your money is going, aggressively invest your money, pay off your debt, but it's so important that you don't let those habits create this sense of frugalness that's to the absolute extreme where you no longer enjoy your life on the way to financial independence. Every single dollar you spend, you need to be asking yourself, is this going to be adding joy to my life? Am I going to be spending this dollar on something that will add value to my life? Will it enhance my life? And as you can see, travel can be a really great way to utilize your funds and have many benefits as you are traveling as well. And to help you with covering the overall cost of your travel, if you haven't learned yet about travel hacking with credit card rewards points, episodes 22 and 47 have a lot of great information about how to make travel more affordable overall. So if you haven't checked those out, go ahead and take a listen to those and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about those or if there are any cards that you have questions about or are interested in potentially signing up for. I'm curious, which of these ways that travel can enrich your life have you noticed has been the case for you? What have been the most beneficial things that you have noticed or experienced when you've traveled? You can comment on the post for this episode, or you can send me a DM as well to let me know your thoughts. Happy travels, and thanks so much for taking a listen, and I'll see you back here soon. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you decide to continue to join me along this journey of becoming a PA the FI way. Please take a moment to press the subscribe button on the platform that you are listening to this on, but more importantly, consider sharing with another current or future PA that could benefit from the information that we reviewed in this episode. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Until next time.